there, how we doing? WQ9, winter witter, Christmassy type flavour stuff. At least that's how I'm doing it. You don't have to, you can do whatever you fancy. This is going to be a strippy. I think I said that last time. We've got 2 strips behind us here. I'm just going to do our 3rd strip with you now. I have tried to set things up so as I can demo this. Hopefully it will work. I don't know. It will be what it will be. What I'm fancying this time is a strip of Christmas trees. Now, I've done one already. So let me explain how I've got to that and why I've got to that and what I've done. That would be a good thing, wouldn't it? So first of all, bits of paper here. I cut 2 strips of pale fabric at 4.5 inches by 39 inches. Okay, and then they've been joined on the length. All right. Now I will put photos and things of this over on Patchwork Witterings on Facebook in the group. So if you're watching and you've not joined the group, please do so. You're welcome. It's all free there. Oh, there's a butterfly just come in. It's been a butterfly week this week. Right, anyway, so get rid of that one there. So that's what we need to cut to start, and we need to join. So that's in effect the background. Now I've used the pre-washed calico at the bottom, sorry, and the sparkly sort of starry one at the top. So sky at night ish with snow. I don't know. That's sort of where I was. So we're just going to do simple Christmas trees. We're not going to do anything major, nothing drastic. So first point of call, I think, is actually making your template. Okay, so I'm going to show you quickly how I did mine. I've got things written all over the back of mine, but I'll show you that just briefly. This is just a thin card. You could use, I don't know, something like the inside, a magazine cover, an old birthday card, whatever you want. Doesn't have to be, or template plastic if you think you can use it again. I'm not going to go anywhere near where I've been because I want to show you from the start, as it were. So all I've done is I've measured 4 inches across the bottom and marked it there. Okay, now find your halfway point, which obviously in this case will be 2 inches. All right, so I'm just going to mark 2 inches there. All right, now I made mine 6 inches tall because it seems to fit on there. You could do it smaller, you could do it bigger, you could do hundreds of different sizes here. It really doesn't matter. But in order to get the triangle in the right direction, if you go to your 2-inch point, which was the center, and then just carefully get your ruler flat on the bottom, so line it up at the bottom, and I'm going up 6 inches. All right, so my midway point is 6 inches high. Hopefully you'll see that there. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to draw a diagonal from that point to this point on both sides. All right, oh, there goes the butterfly. I'll have to chuck him out in a minute. He didn't get a lot of time to do what he needs to do. I hope he's not looking to hide in here, because he might be hungry when he wakes up. Right, okay, so I'm just going to the triangle there, or to the bottom there to make the triangle, I should say, and again there. Right, so that's as simple as it needs to be. So cut that one out carefully. Paper scissors, not fabric scissors. All right, so that's just a thin card. Write the dimensions on your template. All right, get in the habit, if you use templates much, always write on them what they are, so the measurements and what were they used for, because you'll be amazed how many times you'll come back to things. All right, okay, there's no doubt a template somewhere that will give you that exact size, but there's my Christmas tree ready to roll. All right, now I've also got the trunk. Okay, so I've done a trunk on there. Now that's literally a 1 inch by 1 inch square that I've just tucked underneath it. Okay, so I've done that with the ruler on the back of, excuse me, my Bondo web. Now, oh, I don't want to throw both of them away. What am I doing? I'm throwing them away. I want one there. Right, so I've got my 1 inch ruler and I've drawn on the back of the Bondo web there, all right, a line of squares. Okay, so how to use Bondo webby type stuff. fusible web so that we're not upsetting any particular supplier. Right, so I've drawn on the paper side, not on the glue side, so not on the rough, it's on the smooth side. Okay, I always keep all my odds and sods. Look, there's loads of bits and things from previous projects, 4 bits and pieces like that. Okay, so I've worked out I possibly need 9 Christmas trees, not sure yet. So I've done, hopefully you can see that. So that is 9 inches long, marked at 1 inch, and there's a bit of spare all the way around. So don't ever cut it on the line, all right? So get the fabric that you're going to use. Now, I'm using my brownie fabric on all of them. You could use any that you fancy. So I'm getting my iron here. Now, just as a matter of course and habit for me, now I don't know if other people do this, I generally give the piece of fabric I'm using a bit of an iron first, because you don't want wrinkles and stuff getting in the way of the fusible web. So just let that cool off for a second. Now I'm going to place this on there as close as you can to the edge, because you've got excess allowed on the paper itself, on the bonder web or on the fusible web or steamer seam or hem. I like the hemline, the new hemline fusible web is lovely. It's somewhere between bonder web and steamer seam, which makes it fabulous, I reckon. Anyway, right, so I've just ironed that onto the back there. Okay, now I'm going to cut out on the line so that I get a nice crisp edge on the edge of my bonder webs, on the edge of my pieces, so I don't have to struggle cutting them out. Right, okay, so I'm just going to go this way now. You'll see in a moment. I don't know if this is going to work as a demo as such, but I'm doing it anyway, so hopefully it will be useful to somebody. I don't want any... See, my favourite thing, my favourite saying is I don't want to teach anybody to suck eggs. Okay, so now I said that when I was on my TV one, yeah, when I was on Craft Store, and I was busy demoing, and it was something fairly straightforward, and there's a lot of you out there that are going to know exactly what I'm doing, why I'm doing it, and don't really need to listen to me. So I just, in my way, said, don't want to teach anybody to suck eggs, but this is what I'm going to do now. And they asked me after, why did I say that? What did I mean by that? They were a lot younger than me, made me feel very old. Never mind, eh? It's all good. So I'm just going to cut off. Right, I've got one little square. There's all my brown, all right, and he's on, ready to roll. Okay, now I want also a Christmas tree. So I've just picked up the first fabric that I've got, because I'm going to just do different ones, different fabrics on my trees. Can be any fabric you want to do. You could do them all the same, make them different, totally up to you, but do tell me, use your fabric sparingly. That's what I was going to say. I was listening to a plane going over. Right, so there's another scrap of my bonder web, right, and I've got me template. Now, same thing applies. You need a little bit of space all the way around, so it does help if you draw on the smooth side, not on the glue. Do as I say, not as I do, all right? That's also another good old fashioned. That's going to have to fit in here somewhere, surely. There we go. It'll go in there like that. Right, so there's my pen. I'm on the smooth side. I'm just going to draw around that there template for my tree, holding it nicely still, getting as accurate as I can. As I say, you could use all sorts of different sizes for that. Right, now I'm going to cut it out again, not on the line. See, I don't know if you can see that, I'm not on the line there, I'm just beside the line, and I'm terribly stingy in that I will then save all those bits for something else, because you never know. Right, okay, so there's that, and I'm going to put that, is that what's best use of fabric? It won't fit in there like that, it won't fit like that. So do you know what, I'm going to come over here and put them along the line there. Right, okay, so there's a crinkle in there, so I'm just going to get rid of my crinkle, all right, like that, and then I'm going to pop that on there that it doesn't waste too much fabric. Now, do iron it on the back well, take your time, all right, make sure you're giving it plenty of heat that gives chance for that glue to activate and go into the fabric. Yeah, and so stick it there nicely. There we go. Okay, now it's a bit hot now. Always let it go cool before you actually take the paper off, otherwise it does all sorts of little things. Anyway, I'm going to cut that on the line now so that I've got really good edges. Okay, there we are, coming on. Whip that bit off there, get rid of that there. And if I was doing this sort of without demoing, I would have done all the paperwork first and then stuck all of it on and then cut them all in one sort of go. As it is, I'm doing them individually so that you can see. Right, okay, so she's getting this one back. Now, I have a Christmas tree, I have a Christmas tree stump, and I need to put it on here. All right, so what I'm going to do is figure out, right, where do I sort of want that one? Probably about there. That's looking nice. What I'm going to do is a bit maybe strange. I'm just going to take it and I'm going to carefully crease it top and bottom. All right, so a bit there and a bit there, so that when I lay this down, I've got just a couple of marks where I know my Christmas tree point wants to be there. I need it in the centre at the bottom there, and then my little tree stump needs to be in the middle of my tree, and then that keeps me all straight. It's quite good. I've actually got quite a big gap in between these ones, and I'm going to make it slightly higher. I think slightly higher than the last one. Don't forget, you're going to lose 1/4 of an inch top and bottom for your seam allowances, so although I've gone a fraction higher, leave enough space for you. You don't want to you don't want the top of your Christmas tree gone, do you? Yeah, actually, that's just thought. You could make these smaller and you could put stars on them all. That would be really good, couldn't it? You could have your Christmas tree with its star on top, or a little angel, or a little something. The tree trunk on this one, I'm also going to make a bit shorter, so I'm going to poke him up underneath the tree. All right, so how do I get that paper off of there easily without causing any issues? Get yourself a pair of sharp scissors. In the centre of it, so down here, just score through the paper. Be careful not to push too hard so that you cut the fabric, but what you ought to be able to do then is just turn that way, and I don't know, can you see this? Let me do it that way. Off it comes, easy. All right, and then that will pull around that way. Okay, so that just means you've got really good edges to your fabric. Right, so I've got my points where I wanted him. I'm going to put him, as I say, a fraction higher. I'm only going to iron down quickly, because once you iron it, you reactivate the glue. Yeah, so I'm just going to do that quickly, because actually now I want to poke the brown tree trunk up underneath. All right, so I'm just going to score that one in the centre, open that out, taking off the paper. All right, it's actually quite quick when you get going. Right, so I've got my centre point, so I know where roughly it should be in the centre. And as I say, I'm going to put it a little bit up under, so he's a short fat Christmas tree. I'm going to put that there, and then I'm just going to iron that into place. There we go. Make sure you give it a real good iron. I'll probably go back to that in a minute and give it a real good, and that will give you your next tree. Okay, now this one I've actually stitched all the way around. Hopefully you can see that. I've used a dark grey so that it showed it up against the background. All right, you could do them all different colours, you could do them all the same colours, you could do all the fabrics the same colours, you could play whatever suits you. I'll probably do the same all the way down, and I'll see how many I can get on there. Probably another 2 there and 3, so probably 7 in total for mine. And I will use different fabrics. Okay, so that's going to be me, and all the tree trunks are going to be the same because I've already done that, haven't I? So there we are. So that is just a very simple applique, fusible web applique Christmas tree strip to go in with our other 2 strips that we've got already. All right, there we go. So that's that one for this week. Now, what else is going on? What else do I need to do? Fabulous fabrics came in yesterday. I do need to tell you this quickly because I'm drooling. They're all from a designer, little firm, Leo of London, and they're just to die for. They're retro sort of designs and thoughts and colours. They're lovely. They're mostly sort of blacks and greys on a white or a slightly sepia sort of colourway going on. Some with a few colours in. We've got butterflies and stuff like that. We've got elephants. The elephants are to die for. But there's some really gorgeous stuff. Now it's extra wide, so it's 54 inches wide, so quite a bit bigger than what we would usually have for our patchwork fabrics. It is slightly more expensive than normal, but it's lovely, and it's a nice thick sustainable cotton. It's 100% cotton, sustainable cotton, so it's been sourced well, and it's a nice thickness. You could use it for soft furnishings and stuff as well. It's really lovely. As I say, slightly more expensive than the usual run, but so worth it. It's because it's on limited editions and stuff, you know. It's not being made by hundreds and hundreds of meters. It's really not. I think there's 3 other suppliers in the country that have it. It's all small amounts. It's gorgeous amounts. It's individual for you to use. So yeah, you'll find that over on my website on abbyanne.com if you fancy any of that. What else is going on? Mystery quilt is due to start any minute. Yeah, very exciting. It's all made. It's gone off for quilting. I think I've said this before. Going to be long arm by Sarah up at where is she? Ambleside Quilting. That's the one. Sarah Wickett up at Ambleside Quilting in Kilcampton. She does fabulous jobs of long arming, and it makes my life so much easier, I have to say. So I'm just writing the pattern for the first month this weekend, and then as of next week you'll be able to sign up for I'll know costings by then, because I'll have sorted out how many months we're doing it over, which I think is going to be 6. And I'll sort it all out cost wise and the rest, and you can sign up for the next mystery. I've based it loosely around Fibonacci. It's a mathematical that's within nature, and it basically forms just about any plant and stuff. You'll find it within it there somewhere, with the petals or in the stem or whatever. Yeah, and it forms curves and stuff when you use it as an actual sort of mathematical equation, for want of a better word. I think that's the right terminology. I'm not a major maths person, I just do stuff. So we've got curves and stuff going on in it, and spirals, and lots of lovely spring type flowers. That I do have some kits, but the kits are limited. Once they've gone. But do you know what? It could be used as a one of my scrap stash quilts, so use what you've got going on. Lovely. Very traditional piecing in some of it, and some very simple appliqué on top. Okay, so that should suit anybody, and just about any capability. All right, so yeah, mystery quilt. Do you know, I don't think I've actually given it a name yet. I think it might be springtime or something like that, just because of the fabrics and the fact that it links into nature. If I say Fibonacci, it just scares everybody, so I'm not going to call it that. Right, what else is happening? I've got a retreat off into Ireland soon. That's going to be fabulous. Now, every time I go to Ireland to this particular group of ladies, their retreat, we have a new design. Okay, so we've done a new, or I've done a new design, small lap quilt. But what we've done differently this time, some of my drawings have, I've sort of sent them off to a chap to do all these wonderful stuff as digitalization of my drawings, and they've been put into embroideries, and they're fantastic. I can't get over it. So my actual drawings presented industrial type proper embroideries. It's really exciting. And there's 6 different designs that all go together. It's all I want to say toadstools, and elves, and snails. There's snails throughout them, and lots of lovely grasses. So you've got some good tones, not bright red in the toadstool, but some really lovely tones going on. And that's all been put together with Tilda fabric, so in traditional piecing, but very, very random. So that design will be available to everybody when I get back. So in a few weeks time the design will be out. I won't have any of the Tilda fabrics as such left, I don't think, but what we will have, which is really exciting for me anyway, are sets of the embroideries, so that you can take them and make them your own and do whatever you want with them. It's very, very exciting. I can't believe it. I've drawn something, there's this little picture, and the next thing I know, there it is presented to me in stitch. It's just amazing. If it works, we'll be doing this more often, because I just love it. I really do love it. So we need topics on that. Any topics, folks? Right, so what else is going on? That's probably more than enough to be telling you about. There is other stuff going on, but then, you know, that's usual stuff. Christmas workshops are now booking. A couple of new Christmas designs coming out. Watch out for those. They'll be ready to be put out over on Craft Store. My next TV thing. When's that? 30th of October. So we're way off for that yet, because I've got so much going on. Including my own art exhibition at Rock at the end of September. That's always scary, because I never know how that's going to go and what's going on. Right, I've yappered enough. I hope you're all well. I hope this is a nice easy one for you all to do. Do enjoy it. Use whatever colours you want on the background and on the front. Reverse it, whatever suits you. All right. So just one thing left to say. Be lovely.